Alright, so I figured I would record something out here as opposed to. Well, I was going to do a voice record, but instead I decided to do a video record. Um, so yeah, I'm traveling out in the meantime, but I figured, guys, get you updated. I know I posted a video not too long ago, and if I haven't posted that video yet, there'll be a video up talking about the Jeep Wagoneer, essentially. Just to give you a brief update, I guess the O'Reillys didn't. Well, they sold me a rotor, but the rotor didn't have bearings or a bearing stopper. So I'm left with this like wide open space inside my rotor. So I have to figure out where I can get the bearing stopper and the bearings itself, the inner bearing, I should say. And so right now we're at a halt in the meantime, within the project. Once I get the brakes all going, then I can finally do the rest of the work on it. Send it on over to somebody who does body work for cars like the Jeep Wagoneer. But more or less, I wanted to kind of just upload something just to have something available. That way I don't lack, and I have like this ginormous space of this whole huge ginormous space of not having posted anything. So I figured now would be a probably good time while I'm just relaxing on my way to a trip, to tell a story, and that story is about the time that I saw or actually I should say my first encounter with a ghost. Since it's getting closer to Halloween, we're September, not September, close to October, trying to get this thing to properly focus. So I figured I'd tell a story. And that story starts when I was little. Me and my brother used to always play around the house, like any other normal kid. We'd run around and, we'd chase each other around and just wreak havoc as a kid. One night my dad decided to start grilling, and this was like July, June, maybe midsummer kind of ordeal. I remember it was kind of cold, not too cold. It used to get a lot colder back then, but now it's, even during nights, it's starting to get a little warmer. I don't know if it's because we were kids or just the weather changes. But what do you call it? So when we were kids, we ran around the house. This was between July and June, and my dad decided he was going to go out grilling. So while he was grilling and things like that, me, my brother, and my older sister, my older sister, she kind of didn't play as much, but she was just kind of in and around. Like I said, me, my older brother, and my older sister were just messing around. And so my older brother asked my sister to be the seeker, and we decided to play. Oh no, what's it? So what happened was, my older brother had asked my older sister to become the seeker, and we would go out and hide. So me and my brother ran inside the house. My mom was, I think, outside in the garage. I'm assuming, as I remember, I think she had the garage lights open, and I think she was moving things around or cleaning out the garage while my dad was sitting there grilling. And so we ran inside the house, and we went to go hide. I hid in my mom's room because I figured it's a bigger space. There's a lot more room, not a lot more rooms, but just a lot more places to hide for someone like me. My brother decided to go out and hide in the closet of my my dad decided to. I mean, my brother decided to hide in our room, and so we were sitting there waiting for my sister to come out, but she never came. So me and my brother came out of the room at kind of around the same time, which was kind of eerie. But I think we kind of had the same idea. We were sitting there, we were hiding for a while now, and I don't know if he had poked his head out before I did or something like that, or we just happened to just poke our heads out at the same time. But we kind of poked our heads out around the same time. So we looked at each other and we go, "Is she coming? What's going on?" I mean, we're waiting here in the dark house. And mind you, this is evening or a little bit midnight. I mean, not midnight. I should say nighttime. It was about 8, so it was dark out. It was dark inside the room. It was dark inside the house, but there was like a minimal light because we always had like a house lamp just turned on, and it was a small lamp. So, we worked with what we could, and so I asked my brother, like, "Did you see her? Was she around? What happened?" So my brother goes, "I don't know. She didn't come to find us, so I don't know what she's doing." And I'm thinking, I bet she's probably outside with my mom still. She probably didn't hear that we wanted to. We were going to hide or something like that. And this has been like maybe 7 or 8 minutes of waiting, or about 10-20 minutes or so. And so we normally wait about a minute or 4 minutes before, like, while we're actually fully set inside our hiding place for something to actually happen. So we decided to go out and seek out where she is. So we went out in the backyard, and we go, she's not in the backyard, or she's not in the she's not with my mom, she's not with my dad anywhere. And so we look around the house in the living room, and we find her. She was in the bathroom. And so she had just gotten fresh out of the bathroom. She had washed her hand, and she goes, "Oh, I was gonna look for you, but I was going out. I had to use the bathroom." So, we tell her, "All right, well, we're gonna go back to hiding, and then you go back outside, so we can, you can seek us, and we can hide, when you find us, that kind of sort of deal." So we instruct her to go back outside. And so we go out and hide again. I go back to my hiding spot. He goes back to his hiding spot. And again, it starts all over again. We waited about 4 minutes and nothing happened. So I was already as restless as it was. And I'm like, you know what? By this point, my dad's going to finish grilling. I don't want to wait here any longer. So we peek out through the living room again. I go find my brother, and I asked him, let's go look for my sister. This is not working. And my brother goes, "Yeah, she probably just didn't understand the instructions or whatever. Or, she just didn't feel like going out seeking for us. She didn't probably want to play as much. She just probably wanted to, get away from us a little bit when she went to go do her own thing." And that was just a ruse. I'm realizing that, as I got older. But we walk out into the living room, and we had this, like, I don't know what you call it, like a chair, but a couch. It's like a sofa chair kind of ordeal, and you can spin it around, and you could lean back, and it would just be comfortable. And it was my sister's favorite chair. And this time it's normally spun facing the entirety of the living room. And so I'm like, she's probably hiding behind this because it's normally spun the other direction, but as of now it's spun facing the wall. So I flipped the chair around to say, "Hey, ha, I got you," So I take the handle and I flip it around, and there's this, like, dark figure, this, like, black, almost like smoky figure, and it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like staring at us, and it turns around very slowly, and it just wisps away. It almost looked like smoke, but it wasn't smoke. And I look at my brother, and he looks at it, and I can tell, like, we were just bone-chilling afraid. Like, we were so scared, we were deer in headlights kind of afraid. Like, I want to know what I just saw, but I also don't know what I just saw. And so we turn around and we run off. And we go and tell my mom, and we tell my dad we tell my dad and my mom. I think we ran to my dad first, and then we ran to my mom. And in like Spanish, we tell him like, hey dad, we saw a ghost. We saw this creature, this person, this figure. It was sitting in the couch. It turned around, looked at us, and my dad is just like, guys, come on, like, my dad in Spanish, he didn't believe us. So he was just like, you guys gotta relax. I don't know what game you guys are playing, but you guys need to relax. Went over to my mom. I started telling my mom, we saw something in the living room. Mom goes, oh shoot, let's see what's in the living room. She thinks that we're playing a game, or that we're just trying to scare ourselves, or we're playing this. I don't know. She didn't take us serious, but she did walk with us to the kitchen and then to the living room. And when we got to the kitchen, we got to the living room with my mom. She turns the chair around because somehow it was the other way, and there was nothing there. So my mom went to go check her room, and then she checked my brother's or our room, and she checked around, and my sister walks in. She goes, hey, what's going on? I thought we were playing. And I'm like, yeah, we kind of got done with that. And so I don't know, me and my brother never talked about it after that. I brought it up at some point not too long ago, maybe like 2-3 years ago. He denied that ever happening. I don't know. It's strange. But yeah, I know what I saw. I remember what I saw. I know it was definitely a ghost. I almost said goat. It was definitely a ghost. Yeah, I mean, the apparition kind of like, I don't know how to so much describe it, but it was very smoky, dark. And it had like a human shape face or something like that, or kind of humanly. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to describe it because it had some human features, but not a lot of it. It had hands for sure, and it had legs for sure, and it was just sitting in the couch as if like it was just sitting and relaxing, like it was watching TV or something like that, or it was waiting for somebody or something, like a normal person would, but like in a smoky figure. And like I just sometimes can't figure it out. And I think that I saw a YouTube video at some point, not a YouTube video, but I saw like a video at some point, demonstrating their version of a ghost. And I remember looking at that video. I think it was either a video movie or a TV show. And I said to myself, that's exactly what it looked like. Exactly what it looked like. Except that it happened to me and, not somebody else. So to this day, I still believe that house is extremely haunted. When I was little, we ended up leaving that house for such weird reasons. My mom told me that supposedly it was because we kept getting sick. But I know what I remember. I know what I saw. I know that we left for weird and odd circumstances. But I don't know. Anyways, I'll probably keep you guys updated. I'll send another video. I'm hoping that at some point that I can do more videos like this where I can tell stories about my childhood. I have tons of ghost stories. I have tons of, weird stories that, I guess for some reason I'm just that person who gathers, or I'm just that person I'm that person of circumstances, and so I'd like to do more videos like this, telling stories or my experiences or my encounters, and then just kind of explain some things. Alright guys, well I appreciate you guys watching my videos, listening to me talk. I know it's probably an extended long period of video. It is actually 14 minutes into this video, excuse me. But, yeah, I'm hoping to do more videos. Thanks guys.